Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Creatives Conversation, brought to you by Helps 2. I am here with a new sister of mine. I have seen this girl around town, Kansas City, you know what I mean? But we just started hanging out. I have declared that she's going to be my friend, and she doesn't get a choice. So
you know what?
This is Cherokee Town, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Say what's up. So this woman is a creative to the T, and she runs a whole business. So I'm here because I low-key want to learn, or high-key want to learn from you. Because the thing is like, everyone thinks they know everything, and that's when you don't know everything. Facts. I feel like you have figured some things out in the business realm. She has business partners. Like, that's a big deal.
It's small. It's a small thing. I feel like such a baby in the business world. I am a baby in the business world.
We wrote a book about that. Okay, so we have a whole book. It helps too. There's one chapter. It's called We Don't Need Another Marketing Book. Small plug, big plug.
Yes, get it.
But there's a chapter called Imposter Syndrome, where like you see mainstream actors that really feel like they don't deserve to be there. Like they're gonna get figured out. You know what I mean?
Me.
Well, I'm like, I secretly suck. Yeah. I'm not famous, but yeah, I feel that too. Like some days I'm like, wait, what? So, okay, please tell us what you do because I don't want to butcher it. So like, tell us about your business, about you.
Okay. So my business is I sell a subscription plan. It's a month-to-month subscription plan. It gives you month-to-month, step-by-step videos on how to eat healthy, delicious, simple food. Oh, excuse me, simple foods. Simple ingredients. And you get a grocery list. And I give you tips and tricks on like, instead of using soy, use coconut aminos. And here are the stores that you can find it cheaper instead of spending a grip at Whole Foods. So month to month, it unlocks for them. They get it. And the purpose is there's a lot of people sick because of bad lifestyle choices when it comes to nutrition. And so I worked in the holistic health field. I worked in the medical side and the holistic side. And I was like, people are so stressed out when it comes to eating healthy, but everyone, there's a lot, the statistics in America are crazy with people dying and having illnesses and cancer. And so I was like, I want to create a product where it's really simple. It doesn't stress you out. It's taking healthy foods and making them super delicious and really simple. I wanted to dumb it down for people. I wanted to write their grocery list, make a step-by-step video, and just give them the tools to make it really simple so they can have delicious food, not be stressed out, and spend more time with their family because they're meal prepping their meals, to give them their time back to work on small businesses or to be with their loved ones. And so that was the goal. Yeah. That was the goal.
I actually feel like super convicted and resonate like all at the same time with everything you just said, because yesterday I went shopping. I'm a Trader Joe's girl.
We love
don't
Trader
judge
Joe's.
me.
Hey, Trader Joe's.
Because it's cheaper than what people think, okay? So don't come for me. But like, I'm not at Whole Foods, okay? I'm not there yet. But I will say it is hard to eat well when you have a bunch of things going on. And in my mind, I was like, dang it, I should have looked up like 3 recipes and but that's hard to do. Like I have my recipes, I'm trying to like categorize. Well, it says like 5 olives and like
it's stressful.
It's stressful.
And I think when people see a long ingredient list, they start freaking out. I did too. I was like, this 26 ingredients, ain't nobody got time for that.
For real.
Especially if you're busy, you got babies.
Right. Hello.
No one wants to scroll through Pinterest all day, especially for the mamas too. And so I'm like, how can we dumb this down? Make it simple, make it delicious. Because people, when they think healthy, they think lettuce.
Yeah.
No, it's a steak with potatoes. Okay. So I'm
guilty.
It really is. I'm like, no, you can have really good food.
Right.
So
without like starving yourself and doing weird things. Okay, so I feel like I'm gonna subscribe after this, but that's another story. Another subscriber. Boom. So okay, tell us how you got started. Like, how did you go from working to like I own a business?
Okay, so I was working in holistic health office. I was the medical assistant there and the phlebotomist there. Phlebotomist, we draw blood. Medical assistant, you just assist any doctors or nurses. You can do a ton of stuff. So I was working there and I was learning about, he was getting his patients healthier through nutrition, taking in-depth lab work to actually see what the root cause of their problems were, changing their diets, having them exercise, taking supplementation for whatever they needed. Yeah. And I can't tell you how many times I've cried in the lab seeing people get free from cancer, people's kids' autism's getting better. thyroid cancer, diabetes. It was like,
Wow.
it was so much going on. And I was like, oh my gosh, through nutrition?
That's wild.
I was like, what? And again, there are some people that are sick that have tried diets that are still dealing with chronic illness.
Right, yeah.
I'm not saying, but the majority, I would say about 80%.
That's
if you
real.
live a healthy lifestyle. So let me just throw that disclaimer out there. And so I was learning a ton.
Yeah.
And I started implementing these things at home because when I married my husband, Richard, he was pushing 300 pounds. He was fatigued. He always had to take a nap. He had joint and muscle pain. Like,
Really?
I had gut issues. My family, I'm known in my family for having gut issues. Okay. We won't go into all of
I'm
that.
like, what does it look like? But do we want
No, we don't want to know. But I always dealt with brain fog and some other
wow,
things.
yeah.
And so I just started implementing this diet at home, and it changed our lives. Anyways, so honestly, I left through a conversation with the Lord.
Hey, you can mention the Lord on
It
here?
goes a little, no. It goes a little bit deeper than.
Okay.
We're getting deep here.
Be honest.
I said, I never want to be a stay-at-home mom. I want to be in the marketplace for forever. I was
Really? Like
I'm
forever?
Yeah, I was like, I
Okay.
love the marketplace. I don't want to be. I don't
can
want.
relate.
I don't want to be in the. No, I want to be at work.
Yeah.
Like meeting people through. And so I made that vow, and then.
Dangerous girl.
I think it was at the end of 2016. He was like, "You're going to be home with your babies." And this isn't bad on any mom who is working. And that's
we
not
need
what I'm saying.
everyone to fill their own role and
it was my
position.
own stuff that I had, and he was like, "I want you to be home with your babies, and you're going to leave your job, and you're going to start a business, and you're going to raise your kids."
Wow.
And so my heart just shifted. I was like, "I do want to be home with my kids. I want to see my kids during the day. I don't want to pay someone to raise, whatever." So again,
real.
that's my story. Just want to throw that out there again. And so I think in the beginning, February 2017 is when I left.
Wow.
And so I'm like, I had to take all this knowledge that I learned from holistic health, but I didn't know anything about business. Nothing
That's why we have you here, because
about
now you
business.
know. So you're going to tell, okay.
Zero. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything. All I knew is I knew how to help people eat healthier and get better. That was it. So what I started to do was the little older ladies in our church, I would go to their houses and teach them how to cook in their Instapot. Or if someone needed me to write up a diet, they were dealing with diabetes or thyroid, I would do that. And so I was going all around the city, like doing reviews on restaurants. I wasn't doing nothing. Okay. What I was doing. And my friend, the Reynolds, actually.
Yeah.
CJ Reynolds comes up to me. He's like, "Sis, let's talk."
Don't you love those
What
friend
is your
talks?
yeah? He's like, "What is your goal?" I'm like, "I want to run a business. I just don't know. I thought I had to put all this time into my social media, which is great."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, but you don't have a product. This is your store window. You're spending 80% of your time putting stuff on your social media."
Yeah.
Or no, all of your time putting stuff on social media.
Wow,
They go
okay.
there and they have nowhere to go. You're not making money. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know. Can you help me? And so they helped me build a product, which is the month-to-month subscription.
Yeah.
And so that's how I got started. I think that was your question, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's super dope, because I think we sit back and we look at people being successful. I would say you're successful. What I see as success, right?
Okay.
Aside from like spiritual success,
Okay.
right? I see things producing an ROI, a return on their investment.
Okay.
And that's the nerd side of me. So when I see somebody doing their thing and it's producing like fruit, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm watching. That's why I started watching you, actually. I said, she's on here. And you didn't even post a lot when I first started watching you.
No.
You were probably
I don't know
grinding
what I
or
was
something.
doing.
But I saw a return. And I
Okay.
said, okay, let me get to know. And I kind
Yeah.
of watched back from, the outside, and then eventually,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Okay, so let's dive in. Did you know what kind of product it was going to be? Did you come up with that, or was it CJ?
So CJ asked me what I wanted to do. And I was like, I want to teach people how to cook healthy in their own homes.
Yes. Okay.
But I want to teach them how to do it themselves. I can come in and do it, but I want them to learn. I want them to have the knowledge. Hey, I'm dealing with migraines and I'm having skin issues. Oh, I need to change my diet and cook these kind of foods.
Yeah,
I wanted people
okay.
to have the knowledge to do it themselves. I did
that's
it.
beautiful.
I loved cooking for people, but I want them to take back their health through recipes in their own home.
Oh, I
and
love
stop
that.
relying on, not drugs have their place, doctors have their place, but
They do.
the
Yeah.
first thing that they would do go, oh, maybe I should slow down on the sugar, or maybe I should, do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's was the goal. And then we just started fleshing it out. And he pulled on me. Like he was like, why do you have so much passion about it? Almost like my why statement. It took almost a full year to get that why statement, because he was like, if you don't, you'll be all over the place and you have your lane and these are the people that you're talking to. And so
Same with us here at Helps too. It took us actually 2 years.
Girl.
But I had a team of people. So we started as only a service-based company. And at first, when I started working, because it wasn't mine from the jump, I worked for someone else, George Temple. I think I always mention him like every podcast. George,
So,
we
right.
love
Hey, George.
you. If you didn't know.
Thank you, George.
We love you, George. Anyways, it was only for ministries. It was service ministries, but unfortunately, the big ministries, they hire people in, and a lot of the small ones can't afford a marketing company. So we kind of were in this weird space. But he gave me the company. I sold it, or he sold it to me for $1. And then I was in the zone of like, how do we make this profitable? Because it was losing money when he gave it to me. But I felt like the Lord said, take it. It was nerve-wracking. And we spent 2 years, no joke, trying to figure out what we were going to do. While we kind of like, I made a decision, we're going to open this up to anybody with a good cause because we're losing money. That worked. But then that 2-year journey began where we were like, what are we going to be special for? Like, what are we going to really do? So now you're literally, this is history because I haven't even said this to anybody but the team. So you're the first one that's going to be in the public announcement. We're taking a shift from being service-based to product-based. Yes. So we're going to have a product line.
Okay.
So we came out with our book last, I think, September.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was, September. And then we are coming out with a course later on in the year.
Yeah.
Trying to be like you.
No, come on.
But okay, so here's what made that decision. So this stuck with me. George one day was talking to me and he was like, Gabby, make sure that you don't become just another marketing company, which is like they always scale higher and higher because they have to get more people because they have more time that they have to spend on projects. He was like, find one thing and scale it out.
So he's still chatting with you about business stuff.
I mean, like vaguely now, but back then he was super hands-on.
That's awesome.
And super awesome man of God that like loves business, super entrepreneurial, meaning like he'll start something and then like let it go.
I love people like that. I'm like,
he's like, I'm okay. I don't need to like be with it forever. So that's helps too. He started it and he's like, I think I'm done. You can have it. So yeah, we've been looking for that one thing or a few things that you can do once, scale forever, and you don't have to like spend hours forever. So that's us. We're trying to be like you.
No.
Low-key.
And that was another thing. I really wanted to have my money work for me. Like I wanted to be sleeping at night. I know someone has said this, but I'm like, that's the goal.
And making money
is
while you're
for
sleeping.
the money just to be coming in and
Yeah.
create products that I'm passionate about and that are helping people and be at home. Obviously you work on them, but I'm not, it's just generating income and I'm going, how do I do that?
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten off a couple times and my business partners were like, hey, remember why you started this? If you get pregnant, you can't do that. So go back to the things that are going to make, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, okay,
Focus,
you're right.
focus.
Because I'll get off. I get off all the time.
It's called
and
being a visionary.
Yeah.
You get off, girl, off the path.
Not that I can't do those things, but I'm like, let me focus on the things first. That if I
Right.
do get pregnant, I can't stand for hours and cook for people and be their personal chef.
Yeah.
In the long term, I
This is
need to.
prepping you to
Yes.
achieve that next dream.
Yes.
Being a mom.
Yes.
That's
So-
amazing. Yeah. You
makes
know,
sense.
I would say this, I don't know if it's accurate, but like, because I went to college, right? And my parents raised me to be the creative, like always painting on the walls, right?
I love that.
I mean, it's cute, but here's the drawback, right?
She said it's cute.
It was really cute. I mean, but they don't really, well, I love them. I'm just going to go left or whatever.
Hey, Mom.
But love you, Mom. I won't say anything bad, but they're from an industrial mindset.
Okay.
Like, okay, so their parents, industrial revolution, right? And that mentality economically, sorry, this might be a little deep, but is you wake up every day and you go to work for someone if there is work. And so that is all my parents really knew and still know. And I don't judge them for it. I think having a job, I'm going to, y'all better not steal my idea. Okay, we got to make this before this comes out. But we're probably going to come out with a shirt that says, let's normalize getting a job to pay for your dreams. There's nothing wrong with a job.
nothing wrong with that.
I think everybody's glamorizing right now.
I actually wish I would have did that in the beginning because we were struggling for a year. I was like, what am I supposed to do?
No, same.
No, I'm serious.
It's okay to get a job and fund your own passion and let that become your job. And if it takes 5 years, it takes 5 years. But now our generation is kind of coming up and we're like, that's not working for a lot of us. And so we're becoming like more entrepreneurial, scaling things. So I want to pick your brain a little bit more.
Okay.
Did you ever think that this would be like you, like what you'd be doing?
No.
Like, okay, let's talk about 10 years ago. Like, what did you see? What do you think you would be doing 10 years ago?
I saw myself in the medical field. I love people. I love being around people. My mom's a nurse and she's so compassionate and just loves from all walks of life.
Yeah.
She just loves people. Particularly people who are in pain, the widow, the drunkard. Like that's just been it's her lane. And I love that about her. And so that's how I am. And so it's like, just let me be around people that need love. That's all I want to do. And so
I love it.
I never saw this coming. I literally cook and I'm going, I am cooking. I'm a personal chef. And I have a product teaching people how to eat healthy. I didn't go to school to be a chef.
Well, let's pause here. Okay, because I saw you online in Billy's Grocery, which is like a gorgeous
delicious
spot.
go eat there.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And it's just like you were cooking and you just look so like top chef. And I said, who is this?
Girl, I love it there.
I know. So you're doing stuff like that. You're living your dream.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple more things I want to do. Cookbook,
Okay.
ebook, stuff like that. But
coming down the line, maybe?
yeah, things are coming. And the thing is too, maybe I'm jumping ahead.
No, go ahead. Do it. We'll go there.
But especially with this too, when the Lord asks you to do something, I'm like, I'm going to do to the best of my ability because I'm not always great at it. I'm going to steward what you gave to me. And I don't have to fight for any position that recently I've gotten calls that should not have gotten. I got off the phone. I was like, I am not qualified for this, but I am. But I was like, I didn't open that door. It was to me, it was a big door. And I'm going, I just do what you asked me to do. I know, like for you, I know that this was from him. I just keep doing that. And he just, boop, here's this conversation. Here's this person. It just can't
Same.
It's been so, I'm like, I can't make this stuff up. Like,
right.
I really
No,
can't,
when people ask me too, I'm just like, do you want the real answer or do you want me to make you a fluffy answer that's like super like podcasty and even though we're on podcasts, but yeah, the Lord has given me almost every huge opportunity that has come through our doors. I've even had dreams where there was this one dream, and that's how we went from service to product based. Because I was like, God, what is it? I was freaking out, like staying up late. I had a dream. I was in a classroom, kind of looked similar to this, and there was like a whiteboard, and I'm sitting at this chair, and these high schoolers were teaching me, and they were drawing on this whiteboard in our colors that helps too, orange, and then the whiteboard was white, and it said product, like make a product, and I was like, what? And then I felt in my heart like, I think we need to write a book. And then I'm at this women's conference and they're like, I just feel like a lot of you women in here need to write books. I said, I cannot. Like, what is going on?
She said, I cannot.
He will lead you. I'm just saying he'll lead you.
It's really sweet. It's really sweet.
Okay, let's talk expectations. What did you expect coming into all of this? Because I think there's a lot of creatives watching. The majority, and this is no shade, everyone has to start somewhere. Of creatives I talk to have an idea but are so afraid to start or haven't started. Because I really just think a lot of people don't believe in themselves. But when you hear someone who's in it talk about expectations, I think it gives like courage to like jump in.
To be honest with you, I was one of those people.
Were you?
Girl,
okay, what changed that?
I left my job in 2017 and my stuff is just now picking up. But it didn't have anything to do with opportunities. It had to do with the mental state that I had. Like I was just constantly going, I'm not qualified. I'm scared. I was even scared to put stuff out faster because I'm like, what will happen if I do? I was freaking out. I was stressed. I was like, I can't, I'm not making any money right now. All of the just accusation, just get my butt kicked mentally and just allowing it. And I was like, no, something just clicked. And when the Lord was like, just do the work, I'll bless it. Just do the work, I'll bless it. And so I was like, I'm going to go for it. Finally, this past year, while we were in quarantine. I was like, I'm just going to, and I had the product before,
Yeah.
but it was a shift in, and I know we hear that word shift,
No,
but
I
it was
know,
really
yeah.
was a shift in my mindset. It was literally I know we hear this too, getting yourself out of the way. I was destroying my own
Was
business.
there a moment like it just clicked? You just woke up one day and you're like, I'm done, or like, what was it for you?
Honestly, it was just getting up and spending time with the Lord and speaking
Simple.
positive things over my business. And and then
Yeah.
remembering that he actually spoke this to me years ago, that because I was like, was it you? Was it you? Was it really you? Or was it just me? And you go, no, I
Yeah.
did speak to you. And so honestly, it was in relationship with him. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to get up and speak life over my business. And this
Right.
is what you told me to do. And that honestly, that was
That's it, period.
And so when people always come to me and like, oh my gosh, you're doing this and I want to do this. And I'm like, just do it. There's no
Right, just do
code to
it.
crack.
Yeah.
There's no, I heard code because you said code. Didn't
Yeah.
you say code?
Did I say code?
You say code.
There is no
you
code.
said it last time. There you go. And I was like, there's no code to crack.
There's
Just
no
if you're
code.
really
I love
passionate
that.
about something, people are like, well, this. I'm like, look, I was broke for a year straight. Okay. You
Girl.
have to want to do it, just
understand.
do it.
Yeah.
Start writing up just do it.
I think that's the mentality I got. I started talking to myself, like me as a musician, Martay the musician, and then Gabby as the business owner, Gabriella Martay as the full person. But like, just in case y'all are confused, like, why is she talking about
She does
herself
both.
two different names? Okay, but I just eventually said, you know what? I have to be okay if this does not happen. Like my success that I see in my mind in my timeline. So if I become the musician I want to be at 70, which I think there's a guy named Charles Bradley who like got famous. Not that I'm looking to be famous, but like he started like playing to major crowds at 70.
That's
a bunch of
amazing.
millennials our age started following him.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I love
Gab,
it.
if it happens,
Yeah.
when you're 70, it happens. But if I'm like always trying to push, oh, it didn't happen by now, or it's just not gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all up here.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I promise you, there's no, like, yeah, you get around people like you who are like, yes, go, and sharing stories. You just have
But
to
I've
do
been
it.
in it for like 10 years.
Well, that's
you
the
know what I mean?
thing.
And so,
And
but when I started, it was like minimal, like
Yes.
minuscule.
And that was the
stupid.
thing that was discouraging me too. I'm like, I need to make money in 2 years.
Yeah.
Not that I couldn't, but I was like, I need this to go fast. And everyone was like, it's always the 10 years. I've been in this for 10 years.
No, for real.
Put
And
in
it
the
flies
work.
by. That's the thing. The 10 years will fly by. Listen up. If you're listening, the 10 years will fly by. But what are you doing with it? Are you investing in like your business, my business, even though you don't see the fruit? Because it will return eventually. It just has to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why. It just, for me, it just has to. Yeah.
And anyways, we won't go into that, but just being teachable, putting yourself, like for Billy's Groceries, I went shout out to Robin, the owner. She's amazing.
that
She
place is
created
great.
a space for chefs and people like me who wanted to teach people how to make food fun. And so I went there because I'm like, I can learn from these chefs, being
Right.
teachable. I can learn from these chefs. I went in there, I assisted them. I'm teaching my own classes now, but I assisted them. I watched, I learned. I watched how they dealt with food and with people. They made
Yeah.
it fun. They made the food taste good. And by doing that, it literally blessed my other businesses. It's got me clients and people see you do it. It has blessed my business so much.
That's wild.
Just from putting myself to be taught in this position, it has
Humbling yourself.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It has pushed everything.
Please tell these amazing people about networking. Because I preach it all the time.
Y'all.
Everybody's trying to build an empire, but nobody wants to get to know anyone.
Let me tell you something. Because I was in that little building across the way, and we were in a class. I forgot his names. Andrew, whatever. He was pushing networking and building relationships. We always heard that. And I'm like, we were going to events, or I was going to events all the time, talking to people, huh? It's like dating almost. I'm like, I don't
really
want to
is.
do this. Like, and so all I did was I stopped going to like the networking parties. And when I just went places, I just talked to people.
Well, it starts to naturally happen.
Yes. I'm like, because before it was more of like this pressure that I have to like tell people what I do, but just
Yeah.
naturally doing it in the day to day and talking about what I do
Yeah.
and listening to other people's stories. That's how Billy's Groceries. That's how I'm working with trainers at gyms. I didn't have to go. I just had normal conversations, made people feel Okay, that quote that says it's important how you make people feel when they leave your presence. Like they'll talk about how you made them feel.
Yeah.
And so just in life, I
good at
started
that.
doing that, and then it started all coming. People like, can we work together? Can we?
Yeah.
That's literally all
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
So
I learned that skill in high school. I'm ashamed to say this, but I ran for like ASB, the student body president.
I
senior
can see
year.
it all over you.
Yeah, here I am in the flesh. Okay, so I didn't know a lot of people because I was a senior, and so all these freshmen and sophomores, I didn't know them. But I made it a point, this is how I was going to win in my mind,
Girl.
which now has become my personality. I sat with everybody for a week at lunch,
Y'all.
and I just was like, hey, how are you? Like, what's your life like? How's school? You enjoying it here? And I won. I think I was the first Black, I hate to make this claim, but I think I was the first African-American president of that school. Yeah, I have a lot of stories to tell, but we're not going to go
just
there.
from getting to know people,
Networking.
and not just talking about yourself.
Yeah, asking questions.
Yes.
Boom.
How are you?
Yeah.
What's your story? How did you get? Like, people love that, and so.
Yeah. And if you don't know what to
right
ask,
there.
my question, which is horrible to say, but I have a main question I ask when I'm like, I don't know what to say. Where are you from? Because people have a story. Unless they're antisocial, then they're like, Chicago. And they stop. You know what I mean? But most
Chi-town,
people
get out my face.
Yeah, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. But most people will give you a little more, and then you ask another question. So you got to listen.
Yeah.
And then they'll eventually ask you a question. It's the best tactic. There you go.
really is.
So networking. That's how you feel like you've.
Oh, 100%. It's
Okay.
changed my business in the little. I'm still a little baby.
Okay.
But it's made that little switch.
Wow.
Just in the last 5-6 months.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Treating people like they're people. It's amazing. Okay. I want to get on the nerdy side of what
Okay.
you do. Mostly business wise, marketing wise. What are like 3 things? Let's say there's a creative watching, because there is, who feels like, all right, she's here, but I'm here. How do I like close this gap in terms of marketing? How do I reach people? What are like 3 things you'd say that work for you?
I'm assuming it's going to be on the internet, right? Besides networking.
Whatever. So
besides-
networking, what else?
Networking's one of them. I don't know why I feel so bad for saying this, but your presence online. Are you providing
great.
value?
Yeah.
I just would always post food pics and was wondering why my following wasn't blowing up and people weren't going to click the link in my bio to buy my product. And then I thought about who do I pull from on social media? Who do I love following? The people that were giving me constant value, whether it's food, exercises, giving me a clip of your exercise. It's looking at your family. Like I'm seeing their faces. And this is one thing that I'm terrible at.
Speak to
because
it. Me
everybody
too.
wants to see my face. Let me see you cook. Let's see your face. I'm like, just take the recipe. Don't look at me. But that's what people want. They're like,
do.
you're
I
the
do too.
brand. You show a lot of your face. But
I
that's
do.
why I always
But it
clicked
took a
on your
long time.
page.
It took a long time.
I bet it did.
My team had to convince me. They sat me down. I said, who's going to be our mascot? They said, why are we
you?
having this conversation?
Why? And the personality, it all makes sense.
Well, no, I was conflicted because I'm a musician, right? And I didn't want to have 2 simultaneous brands that were not the same. But then the Lord revealed how it all relates. It's good.
Yeah, that's how
We're
he made
fine.
you, sis. You got to be the forefront.
Yes.
Let's see Gabby. But no, seriously, that's
too.
why I clicked on your page. I was constant because you always had valuable content. What song
Thank
you were
you.
doing. That little thing where you guys go back and forth and sing the
Oh,
song.
we have
There was-
sing-offs on my music
There was
page.
always something going on. You were constantly creating, and that's what keeps people going back. I'm sorry to say. I'm kind of irritated about it because I'm like, I have to find ways to create content.
Well, yeah.
Constantly.
Well, eventually you kind of get into a flow. And I think that's what people don't think about.
Yeah.
At first it's overwhelming, but you saw my music page kind of like in the maturity of me finally figuring out the flow.
Okay.
But for a while I would sit there and be like, I don't know. I have 2 posts per week, But then I sat down, I did a little spreadsheet or whatever. I said
need to do
Mondays will be family. I'll show my family, which I don't really, but like, just made a category. Tuesday, I'm gonna, and then I found Andre over here who does video. God bless him, because your girl making videos and trying to do all this is just too
Yes.
much. But just categorize it, figure something out. But I plan ahead of time, because I'm sitting there in the moment like I should post today. I don't know what to do, so just
Honestly, that's another
the
thing.
best thing.
That's one of the major things, to be honest. And yeah, letting people see my face, letting them into my life, let them actually see, not just posting a recipe, actually engaging with them as a
that's
person.
huge. Yeah.
I was in that little we went, anyways, we're in the marketing classes over there, the networking classes.
There's a whole building over there
and
behind
they
you guys.
gave, it was Entrepreneur Week that they do that for.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they give us a hot dog, a Costco hot dog in a bun. And there was groups, and they said, okay, now you have to take a picture with this hot dog, and whoever wins, we're going to put it out there, and people are going to vote.
That makes me so nervous.
And I won it. It made a big deal to me. They gave me a mug, okay? Thank you, Entrepreneur Week. We love you. They gave me a mug. I was really mad. I thought it was going to be money. But everybody was arguing with me in the group, and I was like, no, we have to put the hot dog in his mouth. People want to see his face. And that's why it won, because they want to see someone's face. They want to connect. And
They want to relate.
Content, people want to see your face. I don't care what it is.
That's so
Get
good.
up on it. And
Yeah,
networking.
I
And
agree.
I don't
Good
know.
one.
Ask me the question again. I can't. I'm
What
forgetting.
are 3 things that you would say propelled you to reach people?
Oh,
Oh,
telling my story and other people's stories.
ooh, storytelling.
So I didn't, my friend Chris was like, why did you start this? Like, and it wasn't even my face. It was just what happened in your life that made this your passion. Or I'll tell my mom's story, who almost died of leukemia, who switched her whole lifestyle change from eating healthy. And now she's 6 years and she's free from leukemia and she's rocking it. So telling your story, telling other, like posting reviews of my business, just asking a mom, hey, how do you like my product? I got like six people signed up for my subscription off of one review. They want
No
to
way.
actually see how it's changed your life and how it's changed other people's life,
Yeah.
or why it's important, or
Yeah.
how it affected them. And so for me, those
That's
are the
huge.
3 things. I'm just saying.
And just to help you, me, everybody, and Amber at Helps 2 knows, I preach this all the time and she rolls her eyes, but there's science that says if you see something 16 times,
Girl.
that you will eventually desire it in some kind of way. You want to be a part of it. You want to purchase it. You think about it unless you really hate it. But like, it just makes you make a decision 16 times. So that's a lot of like, and you got to be honest, like, are they really seeing it 16 times? Like people who get it, they're on multiple platforms. They'll be YouTubing. And if you can't do all that, I tell people just do one, start with one, but like be serious about it.
Yeah.
You recently got serious about yours.
I recently, yeah.
Yeah. What made that switch? I love your facial expressions. I cannot.
One, the mental shift that I was like, because we always do the market, it's saturated. No, it's not. Like, there are how many people are online talking about nutrition and healthy recipes. So many, and everyone's thriving doing it. These women are
true.
making money,
Yeah.
selling cookbooks, doing all the things.
Because there's a need.
Yes,
And
I'm
it's
like,
not one of those markets where you just like one person and you can't like the others.
yes, I follow all 20 of them, all the 20 ones that I and
Right.
I'm with everyone. I support every one of them, but we just love it. And so again, the mental shift, and I finally was like, the value part. I have to show what my product does. They need to let them see my face. I can't stand talking on my Insta stories. I can't stand it.
But
I
you've
do
been
it for
doing
y'all,
it.
but I do it because
Follow
I
her,
know
please.
that that's what's pulling people in. Not that they just want to engage with you. If I have a favorite artist, I want to see their face. I want to see their
Right.
baby. I want
Yeah.
to see their wife. I love that
convicted,
stuff.
but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I don't, I remember my friend, Rachel Fanu too.
Yeah.
She was posting a lot of her playing the guitar in the beginning. This was a couple years ago, and worshiping and doing lives like that. She's like, but those got likes, but the likes are when they see me working out and they see me post a funny video with my kids or my husband. Like, it goes through the roof, and I'm like, because they
that
want to
crazy?
connect with you.
Yeah.
There's value, but they also just they want to know you. And so
Right.
your brand. And
Right.
that's the one thing that I actually changed. I still need to get better with posting more value, but I just did that
could all get
little
better.
tiny switch, just a little.
You became a human.
Yeah.
And not so much a brand.
Yes,
switch.
people want to buy
Humanizing your
yes,
brand.
they don't just want to buy a product.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
want to, I mean, unless you're huge or whatever, but they're buying, not you. What's the word I'm looking for?
They're buying
You know what I'm saying.
basically.
That's it.
They're buying, they want to relate.
No.
And I talk to people about that all the time. Like, especially when I work with other companies and brands, I say, hey, we got to find your voice. Especially if you want to be a household brand. You got to belong in the house. And all I want in my house is people I love. So if you're not one of those, bye. Okay, I got some funny questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. In every podcast, okay, I have 3. What is a useless talent that you have?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so If you've watched wrestling when you were a kid, you would probably know who WCW. You'd probably know who Macho Man Randy Savage is.
Girl, it's above my head, but keep going.
Okay, so I can do his voice, but I don't think I'll do it.
Can you do it now?
I will blow the speakers out of this thing. It's really
Can you
loud.
turn, like, towards the side?
Do you really want me to do this?
Only if you're willing.
I don't know if I can. It like jacks my vocal cords
Okay,
up really
then don't
bad.
do it.
I do his. He did the Slim Jim commercial. He'd be like, "Snap, do Slim Jim." Oh yeah, that's not it. But I like would fully get into this deep, raspy like, and that's
I'm a
one of.
vocalist, so I don't want you to damage your
No,
voice.
yeah.
but
After
low-key
I
wanna
did it
hear.
a couple of weeks, not a couple weeks ago, last year, just to do it. Everybody was crying, but then for like a week, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I didn't
don't do
realize how
that.
bad it was.
That
But
would feel
that's
horrible.
one of my useless talents. It's more of a hilarious one.
I love it. Okay, if you were on an island, what are 3 things you'd take with you?
Okay, girl. Stranded Island. Get my Stranded Island bag. Okay. Chapstick, of course.
I'm
because
done.
I know my lips are going to be chapped. They're always chapped, even in the summertime. My chapstick. Probably a microphone. Not to plug in, but just because if I don't sing or be like act silly, I'd probably go insane. So chapstick of like a fake microphone and chicharrones,
I'm
pork rinds. That's it. Chapstick, pork rinds, and a microphone.
I love how you were just like, this is what I need. Me,
Yeah.
I'm all deep over. I'm like, I think I need my Bible.
I did
need
not
some
say my
seeds.
Bible.
I'm so survivalist, and you're like, I'm here to live.
No, mentally, I need that microphone,
I hear you.
and I need pork rinds at all times.
Pork rinds are good. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about it because now I'm gonna want some. See what you're doing to me? You're converting me. Okay, advice for creatives. If you could give one piece of advice in 2021 to people who are creative, trying to start something, flourish, what would you say?
This one sounds, it's not cheesy, but you hear it all the time, but it's so true. Be yourself.
Yeah,
I tried
good.
to get in everyone else's lane while doing the thing that I'm doing.
yeah.
And when I find that I was just being myself and letting my personality come through,
Yeah.
that was it. And I haven't even yet to fully do that. Like, I'm just tapping into like, hey, girl, you want this recipe? You know what I'm saying?
Which
Like,
I love, by the way. I'm like, oh, let me watch the whole thing.
be yourself. Stay
Right.
in your lane. Whatever you have to offer, stop trying to be like everybody else. We say that, but specifically for women, we're trying to like look and sound and do everything alike, and that's not why we
Right.
are created. So I would say that, and hard work. Put it in.
Normalize hard
It's
work.
not, you're not going to just sit on your tail and things are going to poof. Stop it. Name it, claim it. Like, when you name it and claim it, yes, this is going to be mine. You actually have to put in the work. I mean, whatever.
Preach.
Yes, you have to do
Say it
that.
for the
So,
people in the back.
hard work, and please
work.
be yourself.
Yeah, so good. That's a whole like t-shirt series. Like,
Make
do the
one.
work. Do the work. Yeah.
Make one, Gabby.
That's good. I'm about to have a whole normalized brand. You hear me?
real.
Normalize hard work. Anyways, okay. What are you doing next? Like, what's next for you?
So I'm currently, it's something small. It's not too big. I am wanting to do an ebook cookbook. So I'm
Come
just
on.
writing out recipes, because cookbook, the investment is it's major. And so I'm like, ebooks are killing it right now.
They really
They
are.
really, really.
We
You know how many
have
ebooks
one.
I buy? I'm just
Yeah.
like click, 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 click,
Yeah.
click. And so I want to put an ebook out, an ebook
amazing.
cookbook, but also with some nutrition and some teaching in there as well.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I'm literally just writing out the ideas. It's not, there's no
Okay.
release date.
You have a friend.
What?
I can help. I'm
Oh,
just saying.
look, don't play.
You have a friend in me.
Yeah. As of right now, that's the next product I want to put.
That's dope. Ah, man, it feels good to have a book out.
Yeah.
Like, that helps people. It's just a good feeling.
Yeah.
You deserve that feeling. It's coming.
Yes. So yeah,
That's
it.
awesome. Okay, last question. Where can
Okay.
people find you?
So you can find me on Instagram
Yes.
at Cherokee Town, TOWN, CHERS Town on Instagram. And if you're in the KC area and you want to cook with me, you can go to billysgroceries.com and hit events, and you can come to a class, and it's hands-on. We have a blast, and you can cook with me or hire me to cook in your own home. So yeah.
Yes, and do it. And then if people want to subscribe to Balanced Meal, how do they do that?
So if you follow me on my Instagram, you can go into my link. There's a link tree, and you just click the link. It says Balanced Meal Prep, and it will send you right to my website. And you can, it's CherokeeTown.com, same thing.
Oh, super easy.
Yeah, CherokeeTown.com, and you can sign up for the month-to-month meals and grocery list.
Do it. Do it. Oh man, thank you for coming on. You're
Thank you for
incredible.
having me,
We might have
sis.
to have you again. So our whole thing for this
Yeah.
podcast is to have just conversations, but I want to have more than just one person at the table. We're starting off with the 2, but like vision is 4.
Those are fun.
So stay tuned. We want to have you
Yes,
back.
thank you, Gabby.
You're willing.
You're
Yeah,
amazing.
thank you. All right, you guys subscribe and we will see you later.
Bye.
Bye.